From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the Real Zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? What's going on? Actually, I'm still away from my main location, so I'm still out of town, but we're going to get this conversation started. Let's bring in Shann.
Good evening. Happy Sunday.
What's going on? What's going on?
Not much. How are you doing?
Hanging in there.
I know you're not. I just heard you're still not back home yet, right?
Correct. Yeah, correct.
How's that process going? You guys have any updates?
Actually, I'm actually in a comfortable setting, and everything's good. Hopefully, the next week or so, I'll be home.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
good stuff. Good stuff.
We're
talking about the social media and relationships.
Yes, we are.
Lisa brought it up, so we thought we'd bring it up on Sunday evening, see what's going on with it. Let's bring Keith.
It should be fun.
Very much so. What's going on, Keith?
Hey, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Okay, I see we representing this week. Them dogs, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Look, I'm trying to get
Go Dogs.
To check them out. So
there we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Social media and relationships. First, let's start off with the question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys dealt with relationships in social media?
What do you mean by relationships and so like
romantic relationship?
Like meaning have I met someone on social media?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever dated anyone for social media?
Yeah.
Okay. Keisha?
I have dated someone from social media before. It just kind of happened. But I think the more unique angle for me in this is really those scenarios in which this is a little sticky, but I know someone that's getting married next in a couple of weeks, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the bride to be has always said, my guy, my sweetheart, but there are no pictures of this mystery person.
And they're getting married?
Yeah, but I know a little bit more detail, but yeah, they're getting married in a couple of weeks. And so, but the whole time it's just like no one has ever seen him. My sweetheart. And it's just like, what are you really talking about? Like, is this real?
So where did they meet? Like which social media platform?
Well, where they met was at their kids' school.
Oh, wow.
So they did meet in person.
Yeah, so they met in person. But yeah.
So is it that she's that private? She doesn't want to like post pictures and stuff?
No, I don't have the full detail, but I think it was a little bit of a sticky situation. And I think someone may not have been necessarily completely divorced yet.
Uh-oh.
So she decided to. It was constantly like, mine was just kind of like, really? Like, who is this person? Like, so you would see like things like, my sweetie sent flowers. So for the longest, like, we were like, did you send those to yourself? Like, what's happening?
Wow.
And then the other unique twist to this is those Facebook accounts where the boyfriend, girlfriend, spouses, couple, whatever you want to call it, right? Mm-hmm. They share an account together. Those are always the unique, interesting accounts. So it might be like, John and Donna Smith. And it's like, what? Yeah, they have one account.
Ooh.
Well, they said like a study back in 2013 was actually did where it says 68% of the couples met on social media and only dated and were together like 3 years. That was the length of the relationship, and it went to pieces after that. And if they found that Facebook was the number one link cause to the conflict. So yeah, that's a lot. 68%, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of troubled relationships. But I find that, in so much social media age, I mean, privacy is key, man.
Yeah.
And we always tend to want to share. And I have a whole bunch of friends on my friends list who overshare.
Yeah.
Overshare their personal life. That's like, I mean, with me, writing these, but I've been writing books a ton of years. The most you'll go down my Facebook page, you'll see is something about books, something about the quotes I've written. You rarely see my kids. You rarely see, just a rare share every now and again.
A rare share of like, what do you mean, like family?
A rare share of my personal, a glimpse of me.
Okay. Outside of being the author.
Right, correct.
Okay.
You rarely see it. So, I'm kind of careful with all that stuff. So, if I pop up with a girlfriend, they'd be like, oh, okay. It's a rare share every couple of years for me. Okay, guys.
So you try to see what I post.
Well, you guys, first of all, you guys come up with this topic. I mean, come on, I'm not.
It would be good. It would be really good. So what was your actual question? Because I can't remember the actual post.
I actually have you dated folks on social media, and how long did it last?
How long did it last? So when we say social media, I guess I should go back and ask exactly what is like what. Is that like dating apps? Like if you were on like eHarmony or anything like that, is that considered social media?
All types of media. What is it, Facebook?
Okay, so one of them lasted about 2 months, and then the other one was probably about a year and a half, way too long. It was probably done about a year, less than a year apart.
What caused the breakup?
One of those, it was like, okay.
What caused the breakup?
Somebody was crazy loco, and it wasn't me.
So is it safe to say that you didn't do your due diligence?
I thought I did, but let me just tell you something. It's something about men who speak the Latin language of love. And then they're highly
you're a fool for a foreign tongue. That's what it is.
It was that, and then I'm not sapiosexual, so he's highly intelligent with multiple degrees. Like the first time we ever talked, we talked for like 7 hours on the phone. It was just like crazy. But little did I know there was other stuff lurking in the background that probably came out around month 6, 7.
So
there's some real serious jealousy.
So what you're saying? So you're saying it's safe to say that you didn't allow yourself to be courted?
Huh?
You didn't allow yourself to be courted properly, the proper way?
I'm not gonna say that he didn't court. We dated, and we did normal things, but I think
sounded like a speed date to me.
It wasn't a speed date. It was. I mean, really, what killed it is let me take the movie low. That's just me being funny, saying that the first one was crazy. He was just very jealous and insecure, and that didn't like rear its ugly head till later on down the line. Like wanting to check my phone, wanting to hear conversation. That's
what?
Oh yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah.
So apparently you didn't know this guy.
Yeah, but I thought maybe it had. I don't know. We had some good times. He did some great things at points in time, but in the end, really, his own insecurities and his own things that he needed to deal with just really put a.
Let's put a twist on this.
Change on the relationship. Hi, Michelle. She said she met her husband through a dating website. She says, we are going strong, and I do not have any concerns about what he posts.
How many years?
How many years, Michelle? Tell us how many years. Okay, so tell us how long.
Wait, who's that, Michelle? Michelle from Chicago?
K. It says Michelle K. Is she from Chicago?
Michelle from Chicago. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Michelle.
I'd want to know, so how long did you date on social media before it actually got serious and you got married? And I wonder, were you guys local in the same town? Oh, she said stop. She must know you very well.
Yeah, that's one of my supporters from way back when. Way back when.
So yeah, I mean, I think that people, like we always say, people can only send their representative. Their representative can only show up for so long before.
Actually, Michelle got lucky, man. Actually, her husband, Jose, Michelle got real lucky with that one. They've been together for a minute.
Oh wow! Does he speak Spanish, Michelle? His name is Jose. Does he speak Spanish? I'm just wondering.
Good stuff.
Was that part of the allure? I'm serious. Pizza now. Come on now. It's just like
what do you mean?
Spanish and Italian, and it was just something when you're just letting you hear somebody.
Well, let's not turn this into the salsa hour.
I gotta go back to this like deep baritone voice, and they're speaking all the Spanish to you.
Anywho, let's not turn this into the salsa hour. So, listen. So how is that for you guys? How would you guys handle, say, a relationship where one is popular on social media, and that's where the other does their business and what have you and whatnot? How would you handle that? Either one.
Wait a minute. I don't know that I'm clear on your question. So say that again.
Meaning, say if you were dating someone from social media, but is very popular on social media. How would you handle that?
So large social media presence just from being someone who's personable and was taking in friends?
Pretty much. Let's just say that. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would have an issue with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I would either. I think the challenge is, because like we see it in all facets of our lives, like, there's an individual with, some status in my family. And like, I had to learn, because at first, like, wow, people say anything on the internet. I don't know if you all saw, what's the tennis player over the weekend, right? And people were saying like, no.
Michelle said someone like a blogger or something like that.
Yeah, but this was on her Instagram post, and people were saying some really nasty racist things. And so you have to learn how to just kind of stand back when someone has status and just kind of let it roll off and not say that. So even if you're in a relationship with them, right, you might have to just kind of stand back.
Pretty much.
And just go, I'm just going to deal with it.
Right.
But it was
Michelle said her and Jose they've been together since 2012.
Nice.
Oh.
Good stuff.
Wait, what social media site did you guys meet on?
Oh yeah, tell us that.
I'm here, y'all. I don't know who that is.
Who's that from Facebook? Tell us.
Tell us who you are, Facebook user, the one that just said, "I'm here, y'all." So we can personally greet you. So what about Keith? And I just thought about, and then I guess Trent, it would be the opposite for you. How would you feel out like if the person, let's say they're not even a blogger, they just, one of these people who's just kind of like addicted or hooked on social media, and most of their social media followers or friends or whatnot are male, Trent for you, and then Keisha for you, female.
What was the question?
How it like if most, let's say they're just someone, not necessarily Black people meet. Oh, okay. Nice. Sorry. Trent's cousin Tasha is the one who just came. Welcome, Tasha. Thanks for joining.
Tasha, how you doing, Tasha? How you doing?
So what if the person that you were dating from social media had a large male following, Trent, or for you, Keisha, had a large female following? Unless they were talking about 1,000 plus.
I wouldn't take issue with that as long as the person I'm dating, if she's respectable. I wouldn't take issue with it.
Okay.
And she getting her money, get that money.
Yeah, I don't think I think my younger self probably would have had an issue, but now I'm just kind of like, where those boundary lines are, manage it accordingly. So
what do you do to vet the folks if you meet them online?
You're asking me. Oh my God.
I'll tell you guys a funny story.
You haven't met me. You haven't done any online dating, right?
Who, me?
Or no, you know, but you did say you did meet someone on social media, right?
Well, but they were, the Facebook algorithm. So I kind of knew them, but I didn't know them. So I don't think it really qualifies. It was not a person that I had never met before, didn't have, some type of X degrees of separation from. So
I'll tell you a funny story. Back in probably 2011 or something like that. That's when I was touring with the Conversation around the country, right? And online, met this person online. She became a supporter and would purchase the books and what have you, and just, all that other stuff. And she found her way to the city that I was in. She was from another city. She flew into another city, but she had contacted a cousin of mine that she knew I was linked to. And he never told me that she was flying into where I was.
So she was surprising you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess she thought it would be okay. And I was very friendly with her and what have you and whatnot. Her idea of hanging out with Trent was something totally different from what I thought about. So,
wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, we need to know what those are too, but continue.
I mean, we could hang out and go, do some coffee or go hang out, have a couple of drinks or whatever. But she was very personable. She was actually just overly just going over the top. And I was kind of concerned after a while because I called my cousin. I was like, yo, why you didn't tell me that this girl was flying in where I was? And how did she even know I was coming in like this? He said, oh, she called me and thought it'd be a nice surprise. And the way she was talking to me, I thought you guys are already hooked up. And I was like, nah, this is my first time seeing this girl. She called me when she got to her hotel and she was like, I'm here. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean you're here? And it was weird. It was the weirdest experience.
What was her idea of hanging with Trent?
She was trying to do some dating. She wanted some dinner. She wanted to hang out.
So what ended up happening when she got there? Did you at least take her out for dinner, or is this one of those things where you're like, we're going to Applebee's?
I did breakfast. I didn't do the dinner thing because dinner and breakfast two totally different situations. So I was like, yeah, I'll meet you in the morning and we hang out, whatever. I didn't want no type of setting to even make her think that I was interested in her. So no, she come into town. She bought this big old bottle of McKetchin, and because she would listen to my broadcast and she heard the type of drinks I like to drink and what have you. And she bought nice, expensive, cash, everything like 25 bottle castings. It was crazy, man.
Wow.
Real crazy. But she really thought that we were going to be hanging out and doing the thing. And I was like, no, it's not even like that. But with social media, man, you got to be careful with this tool because when you're speaking to people or when you're writing, I tend to write a certain way. There's Alvin running his mouth again.
He said he wasn't running it about you.
Okay, gotcha. So when I write, my writing styles are a little different, and sometimes it pulls folks in, and my biggest supporters are women. About 95% women. So she had an idea that she had in her own mind. I never even had a conversation with this woman, man.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So Tasha says she's never done online dating and that she feels online dating is full of narcissistic people. So expand on that. Why would you say they're narcissistic? And
while we're waiting for her to respond, I don't know that maybe my adjective of choice is not necessarily narcissistic, but definitely unrealistic. And so that's why I've always been kind of leery and just kind of like, no, I'm good.
Alvin makes a great point. Alvin makes a great point.
Some strange individuals, and I'm just kind of like, no, I'm good. Never mind.
Exactly. No, Alvin makes a great point. He said, I don't trust online dating because you don't know what you're getting. I totally, absolutely agree.
Yeah, but there's still got to be a vetting process. So it looks like Michelle was saying she had a script that she used to test humor and patience. So those must have been, I'm assuming, characteristics that were important to her.
Please share, Michelle. Please share.
Yes, but I do want to know why narcissistic. But Keith, what do you mean by unrealistic though? Why unrealistic?
I mean, I feel like sometimes the one time that I attempted, which is what has kind of made me say no, like, oh, let's go here, let's go. They were trying to make the thing progress too fast, and I was like completely uncomfortable with it. I'm like, no, this is far too new for me, and no, not interested at all. So yeah, so I get to the narcissism piece, so so I think I should be thankful.
Wow. Oh, welcome, Mr. White. Glad you stopped in with us this evening. And he said, but you never know what you're getting with anyone until you actually talk and hang out with them. That's very true.
Absolutely.
That's very true.
Yeah, totally
so I think like it's an experience. I will say before I was divorced and I was back in the actual dating world, so to speak, I was like, there was no way I would have done online dating. I even looked at my friends like, ew, how do you meet people online? You don't know those people, like all this stuff, you know? And when I got out there, it's like being a working person and, you know, working the hours that I was working, you know, for in a major corporation. And it's like, I didn't have time to go out and meet people. So online dating was the fastest way to or meeting people online was the fastest way for me to go through the numbers. Because I'm gonna be honest, I kind of look at it's a numbers game. And you definitely develop over a period of time, you know, from just experiences, your own kind of cheat sheet. You're vetting people.
Yeah, social media would be a no for me as far as dating, anything like that.
I mean, yeah, but you know what? And it's like when we had that show with Nick, I just say never, because I said never, and look what ended up happening. I've met, I think everybody. Yeah, I've met several people that I've gone out with, and you know, a couple that I've had extended interaction with on social media, and you know, now I'm not that. You know, now I'm the type of person when I get through numbers, one, I want to talk to you, and then two, I want to meet. If the conversation goes well initially, you know, on the phone a couple of times, then we need to meet face to face because I need to see what the vibe or the chemistry is. But I will say probably a more recent within, you know, probably earlier this year with online dating. I had never been asked this, and I think it might. I don't know if it kind of turned him off or whatever because I didn't hear from him after that. It was a guy. He was a chef, and he has a restaurant on somewhere here on the east side of Atlanta, and he invited me out several different times. He's from a different country, but he's been here several years, and he flies out for private clients and all this stuff. And so this was somebody we just ended up, we had talked several times on the phone. By the time we met up, we went for coffee. And it's like, this is the first time that I'm seeing you face to face. I had never had anybody ask me about when the last time I had sex was.
Because that's all he was thinking about.
Right. And I was just like, it's none of your business.
And that's my whole point.
I came here and met you. So it's none of your business.
Exactly. And that's my entire point. That's my entire point about it. I'll never deal with social media like that because think about that. We're sitting on a platform. You've seen the numbers, Shann. There's thousands of people over there YouTube. I mean, can you imagine on the conversation side over the years how many people have sent the craziest inboxes and all this foolishness just because of what they see, just because what I write, all this stuff. That's not me. They attach themselves to a thought. That's all that is. That's all that is. So the guy
notion of what their
exactly
whatever they made you out of their mind to do.
So think about that guy asking you when the last time you had sex. That's the first thing that came to his mind when you connected with him.
Oh, girl, Kisa.
That's ridiculous, man. But I mean, you have to be really desperate to ask a woman that. That's crazy to me. First time
that was the furthest thing from my mind when we sitting here sipping Starbucks. I'm just saying.
That's good. That's why you have to be careful of all this stuff, man. Even women included. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy. Actually, Michelle has been around the conversation for a number of years. She had a couple. I'm sure she has a couple of stories of them crazy fools out there, man. Crazy. Yeah.
So she said she didn't take weirdness personally. She called people on their lives a very old pic.
She does.
I've never, you know what? I've never been catfish, knock on wood. So everybody that I've ever dealt with that I've met in person has always been
what is
the
that?
same as catfish, meaning they're like they may put pics on there from 10 years ago and they don't look the same. Like the only time that it didn't match up, and it was my fault, which is why I now pay attention when I'm looking at, because I can tell when I see a picture, a full body picture, whether you have long legs or whether you have short legs. And I wouldn't really pay attention to this guy's pictures online.
That's funny.
Yeah, he didn't have long legs.
Look what Mr. White says. He says also, oftentimes people get the courage from don't know where to approach a person they wouldn't normally approach in public.
Oh,
that's a great point, brother.
That is a good point.
It's a great point. That's a great point. But you have to, and I always say this, man, you have to have your third eye on at all times on social media. Everyone can't have access to you. They shouldn't have access to you.
No.
They really shouldn't.
They shouldn't have access to you. I mean, call it what you want, standoffish or, egotistical, arrogant. Everybody don't have access to me like that. I don't care who it is. Everyone come with something, man. Motive, anything. You gotta be careful with that, especially women. You guys have to be real careful.
So Michelle said, start with more time on the phone. Men tend to rush because they want to make sure that you look like your pics. I enjoyed all the weirdness. That's true, Michelle. And what I've learned though now is that, and I don't take it personally anymore. At first I'd be like, they're either asking you for a bunch of pics or they want to FaceTime you. And so now I know, I'm not bothered by it if they say, can we FaceTime? Because I'm like, oh, you want to make sure I am who I say I am. And I get that. I get that. I don't even understand why people waste their time trying to catfish people, because if you meet in person, they're going to find out anyway.
I think that's the craziest thing, right? Like how can you allow a person to say, my phone has been broken for a year, I can't FaceTime you? Like, what? So I see that on the show all the time, and I'm like going, no way. No way. That's insane to me, for you to not eyeball that person to say, oh, maybe this could work. Maybe I'm physically, visually attracted to this individual. You don't even get the opportunity to do that when you're getting catfished.
Exactly. It's about 29 after hour. Let's take a quick break. Let the airways cool out for a second. And we'll be right back, folks, with some more conversation.
Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Trent. We will be right back with more conversation after these commercial breaks.
Check out the creative work of the author Trent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Trent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, life's little addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Trent, Volume 1 and 2, and Conversations with Trent, Limited Edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
Welcome back to Conversations with Trent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're online and want to be a part of tonight's topic, you can do that by dialing 347-324-5327. Press the number 1 to get into the queue so that your voice can be added to tonight's conversation. Now, let's get back to the show.
Good stuff. Well, good stuff. You guys just checked out an ad from Tabs, the wonderful sponsor for the entire platform. Tops and Bottoms Creations. Tabs Edible Creations.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I was looking down. I had a cake order today, and I just saw the customer posted a review on it, was sending me a message on social media about her cake.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Real good stuff.
Yeah. So let's see. So we have a couple of comments that came in while we were on break. So Mr. White said, if you catfish me, meaning lie, then I won't hesitate nor care about hurting your feelings and about calling you out on it. Very true. I think if you catfish somebody, yes, everything's out the window. And Michelle said this one guy thought his fancy car would make up for his old. I wanted to know what happened to the sexy ball.
Hey, Michelle, what do you mean by professional? What? Tell me, explain it to me, please.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah. I've never understood catfishing. Maybe they feel that if you have enough conversation.
I've never, and to be honest with you, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but I've never heard catfishing before.
Oh, there's a whole
seeing that Romello had all the women hovered around him anyway in different settings. He didn't need the online date.
Whatever.
The rest of us normal people.
Let's take it back to the top. So now that we've got a few more people listening in, we want to hear also about how do you feel about having a joint Facebook page with your mate?
No.
I wouldn't have a problem.
No.
Now, back in the day, I would say no, but I wouldn't have a problem because I don't have anything to hide.
No, we can have a joint one for the relationship, and we can have a.
I'm sorry, say that again. What would you say, Keisha?
I don't think it's about hiding, though. We are our own individuals. We came to this thing as partners. Like, you hear in marriages, right, or whatever. We are one. Like, this ain't Frankie Beverly. We're not one like that now. Come on.
I mean, if it's like for me, let me clear this up. If it was for business, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But
true,
I wouldn't have a problem with it. So she could have access to emails, telephone numbers, everything. But I wouldn't ask for her account. I really wouldn't. Because it wouldn't matter. I mean, you have to be secure within yourself walking into the social media world with a partner. So I really wouldn't care.
Michelle, you want to call in? Trent, you want to reach out to Michelle and let her come in with us this evening for a few minutes?
Yeah, let me send you the link, Michelle. I'm gonna send you over the link.
I think I'm in the same mindset as you, Keith. It's not necessarily about hiding, but I feel like we were both individuals when we came together. I don't believe in that. I found my other half. To me, you should be whole before you get in a relationship, and it's not about finding somebody else that's actually there to complete you. You should already be completed, so to speak, in a sense. But I just know for me, I prefer to still maintain that aspect of, I hate to say it, independence and not so much interdependence.
See, I agree. Mr. White said it. It's a sign of distrust. I would absolutely agree with that.
So, I mean, there could be a joint page,
No, Facebook, their policy claims that they don't allow joint accounts.
Oh, they don't?
I have a friend that he and his wife have a joint account, same account.
Oh, they both have access to the same account.
Yes,
that's their policy.
They use the same account.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Okay. So would Romello have agreed to have a joint account with the female?
That would be a no. That would be a no. No, I could not.
Would that other person have gotten access to the emails and the phones and all that kind of stuff?
Say that again.
Would that other person have gotten all that access that you talk about now, the emails and phones and all that kind of stuff?
Well, back then, no. I couldn't do that back then because I was scandalous. I couldn't do that. Now I can. I'm an open book.
Funny how y'all get old and y'all be like you couldn't have had that mindset when you were younger and you was just going through the line. Like,
hey man, I was younger, better looking, and there's too many women to choose from, so I had to have them all.
Y'all act like there's not a lot of men to choose from.
Hey, Michelle, check your Facebook link. I just sent you a link. Just come on.
As a side note, lady that look like me, there's even more men to choose from if you choose to go out, if you choose to date outside of the box, meaning outside of folks that look.
Who said I was a stay to the continent? Who said I did that?
Nobody said that. Clearly you didn't with that Vietnamese chick or whoever you was with in Jamaica. You didn't even know their name, right?
No, I didn't.
I'm just
at least I'm open and honest, right, Keith? I'm open and honest about it. But that's
true.
But I'm not like that. I'm not that person anymore. So Michelle's going to join us in a few seconds. So I just sent her over the link.
Yeah, I think you talk about the joint page being a sign of distrust is definitely, in my opinion, it's insecurity. And I think some of the defense things people try to use to kind of justify it, right? It's well, we share other things, or they don't online that much, so we just figure we'll have one account, and it's for the grandparents to see everything. So like there are a multitude of excuses, but I'm just kind of like, do you all go to work together? I mean,
okay, we got Michelle. You ladies are real popular. People are requesting to come in and join you guys. You ladies are very popular. They would never do that with me just for myself. So
well, they know how you are.
These guys are upgrade. I'll knock it off. Okay, Michelle.
That's a sign of promotion. That's
good stuff, though. Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep,
hey, Michelle.
Oh, okay. Hey, I had
So what did you want to comment? What did you want to comment about or hear with us live tonight about concerning social media and relationships? Since you actually are on the positive end of the spectrum, since you met and you married someone from social media, and you've been going strong for well over 10 years.
I can't. There's too many people.
You're breaking up, Michelle.
Oh, okay.
There she is.
Michelle? Michelle, are you there?
Uh-oh, I think we lost her. Was she mobile? Was she driving, you think, or mobile?
More than sure she was at home.
Now, I think the last start.
There she is.
Michelle.
Hey.
Hey, you're live, for God's sake, Michelle. Come on now. Michelle, are you there?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Michelle. Yeah, we can hear you. That's Michelle.
I just dropped my groceries. I hope it wasn't in. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to turn something down.
Yeah, you're supposed to turn the camera on, Michelle. What are you? You're in Chicago? Michelle. She's supposed to turn it on. We're going to continue the conversation until she works out the technical.
Okay.
There's a delay.
Oh, okay.
I was going to call in on the phone number, but yeah.
I'm not home, Michelle, so I'm not near my studio.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No, I'm right here.
Okay, great. So that's a delay. But go ahead with your comment, Michelle.
Okay. I just wanted to. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes.
I know it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, tell them folks where you tell the folks where you're tuning in from, Michelle.
I'm from Chicago.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So what was your comment?
My comment was I really did enjoy the whole online dating experience. I had one guy who got upset because oh no. Yes, you can't see me. I'm recovering from surgery, and my hair looks like I'm recovering from surgery.
That's all right, Michelle. You'll always be my favorite supporter. So I really appreciate you tuning in, man. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and continue with the conversation, Michelle.
Yeah, I'm getting like delays and all sorts of stuff. I think I should hang up.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks for calling in, though.
Yes.
Oh.
Continue to watch.
Yes, and
we
wish you a quick and full recovery.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay. I just wanted to say I had I'm in Chicago, and I have good Wi-Fi, so I'm not sure.
Gotcha. So we're gonna continue with the conversation, Michelle. Go ahead and continue to watch through YouTube. Okay. Good stuff. That's Michelle. Michelle's been a supporter of the Conversation brand for a number of years. I mean, she's been a favorite supporter when I spoke in Jamaica, over in the Bahamas. Her and her husband, actually Jose, came on over to Jamaica.
So you actually had folks who were like follow you from place to place too?
Yeah. Nice. I speak in Jamaica every year. I speak in the Bahamas every year. Every October, I go and speak out there, and there'd be a ton of folks following from across the country to just hang out and speak. Yeah,
nice.
Good stuff though.
Well, Michelle, I love Chicago. I lived in Chicago for about 3 years on the north side, right across the street from Lake Michigan. And I absolutely love Chicago. It's a great city. A little cold. That hawk will get you.
Yeah. Chicago's actually one of my favorite cities. Second to Los Angeles.
I love Chicago. The only reason I left was to come back to Atlanta to get married, and we see how that all ended up. But anyway,
we have a new question in the chat, you all.
What we got?
So, Mr. White, is there much of a difference between social media dating and singles gatherings, such as singles cruises? I think not. I think you've got probably just as much of a random chance of running into someone as you do at the grocery store. So church or wherever, right? So it's all the same. I think it's not online dating, but it really is the same thing, right? You're meeting some random person and you still have to vet them, right? You know, the outward appearance may be like, oh, this might work, right? But they still may be a lunatic.
Crazy. Say like this, say crazy, deranged. Something, yeah.
That can happen when you meet them in person initially too. So
you're absolutely right.
Yes. Who knows? But I do agree with Kisa. I think it's pretty much the same. It's whether or not you're actually seeing them or speaking with them for the first time in person or online. But Mr. White, I'm assuming you have some online dating experience. So tell us about whether or not, if you don't mind sharing, if you can, if you've had what your successes are. Have been, or if you've had success online before, and if not, if you're maybe jaded from doing it again. But yeah, I don't think it's any different. Kisa, you've got to come join the world of online dating.
No,
it's fun. It's hilarious.
No. Hard
Kisa,
no.
Don't do it. Don't do
Hard
it.
No.
Just do it. I started out for research purposes. Honestly. But yeah, it's evolved, but I'm saying it's fun. You just like, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I used to get some of these meth addict looking folks that were swiping that like they should have just swiped some other way. And I'd be like, please, Lord, make sense. Like, make it make sense. You saw my profile. You saw my picture. You saw what I said. What part of that made you think I wanted some more?
Well, that should be very clear to you, right? That they did not read your profile.
Exactly.
I mean, like, it's like, oh, pretty face, click. Yes, it's a match.
Close to me with rollers in my head and sleep in my eyes.
I mean, I'm sorry. I just have to have it the old school way. Talk to me. Let's go meet up and have a conversation.
Yeah, but for people, so and I look back and I say I had a very demanding professional career. I didn't have time to go out. Plus, I had 3 small kids at the time.
You make time for what you want, though.
Yeah, but that was not. You may want that, but that may not necessarily be the priority when you're a single mother. You have a very demanding career, and you're already working 12 to 14 hours a day. I'd rather just sit on the computer and let y'all come to me. And believe, and I'm not. I'm just saying it. That was the best option.
So let me throw this other piece to it. Do you think that you got better options on free sites versus paid sites? Or did you try test both?
I tried.
What does that mean?
I'll say this one, probably a year and a half after my divorce, I went on paid sites like Match.com and eHarmony. For me, I will just say anyone who's been divorced, the last thing you're thinking about is getting married again. And I was like, I ain't marrying nobody else ever again. Like, get this, right? And when you go on those type of sites, what I learned is that those people are looking to get married. And it was not the right time for me to be on those type of sites. And I will also say this, I have come across the same people that are on the paid sites that were on the free sites. I have seen multiple, like I've come across those same people that I've seen on other sites. They're on like several different sites at a time.
So quick question. So is your profiles are still active? Or are you still actively dating on this stuff?
No, I'm not. But no, I haven't engaged in any of my profile activity in a minute. I'll say that. Just because it's not a priority for me. It has not been a priority for me right now, especially trying to grow a business and still working full time, still, juggling being a mom to 3 now teenage girls and having one that's, getting ready to go off to college. And I need to talk to you, Keith, about them dogs though, because I'm kind of leaning towards that.
Hey, you might find yourself a date with the conversation group. You never know.
I don't know. Like I will be honest. Like I get the weirdest DMs. I get the weirdest DMs on both Instagram and Facebook. They're even more weird on Instagram than they are on Facebook. But I don't think necessarily the quality is any different when I was on the paid site versus being on a site that was free. Seeing that everybody putting themselves out on multiple sites at the same time. Now I never did that. When I did eHarmony, I was just on eHarmony. When I did Match, I was just on Match. When I'll say I did Tinder, I was just on Tinder. I mean, that was enough. And honestly, I've never had an issue with the quantity. Like it's very hard to talk to all these people at the same time. And it gets overwhelming to a point. And then I just have to be like, I need a break. I can't do this. It's not worth it.
So you brought up an interesting point about your interesting DMs. What about, because it's social media too, LinkedIn?
Yes, I have. So funny you asked, because I got very active on my LinkedIn very recent with the past several months. Yes, and I'm thinking, this is just professional. We're going to talk about jobs. No. That's not the case.
I'm more than sure that's where you find your serial killers at on LinkedIn.
It could be, but I was shocked. I really, maybe I'm naive, but I was shocked. I'm like, are you serious? Like, dude, I'm looking for a job. Like, hello. And I'm not looking for, I'm not looking for that kind of job. But
yeah, those you have to put on immediate block.
Right.
Yes, and I have learned that.
I don't see the value in dating sites. I really don't see that. I can't.
Oh.
All right. So Mr. White said it's been hit and miss. I've met some cool people that have remained friends for years, and others have been ones that have not been so good. So the ones that, let's say, that have remained friends, how far did you get with them in the, I guess, get to know you stage or dating stage of meeting them, to the point where you realized they were going to be better off as friends for you? That would be interesting to know. But that was a good question, Kisa. Yeah, the quality, it doesn't change, because what I've learned, especially with men, is they're on like 5 or 6 different sites at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if it's the same for women. I just know for me, I was never one of those people to be on multiple sites at the same time.
Wow, that's interesting. I would have never thought that it would be across all sites simultaneously.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny how I go back and I'll look and I'll be like, I know this person. I'm like, oh, we matched on another. Like, no, it didn't work out then. But I tell you the thing that I don't get, and I think it shows a level of maturity or immaturity, is the ghosting aspect of the whole online thing. Like, if you're into someone, if it's not going to work out, you're not vibing, then don't just say that. Like, let's all be adults about it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the problem, right? That people aren't as honest as they probably should be. And so then you get that. People just ghost.
I'm trying to think. There was somebody, and everybody seems to live like on the other side of Atlanta for me. And several months ago, we had talked like it'd be for like long periods. And it was like almost every day, like fuck, we had like a routine of when we were talking. It finally got to a point where we were going to meet. And we had FaceTimed, I'd met his kids on FaceTime, all of this. And then the day we were supposed to meet, I don't hear anything from him ever again. Ever again.
That's because most people on social media live in superficial lives. There's a ton of people on here that
I would agree.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people here living very superficial lives. So when it's time to hook up and meet, they're not who they say they were.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm just like, wow, okay.
This is why I say that you can't give, even on social media, you cannot connect with certain people on social media, man. You can't. They should not have access to you. I'm a strong believer in that. You should not.
What do you mean by, like, I guess I feel like I want more elaboration on that they shouldn't have access to you.
That's like DMs and all this. I mean, come on, man. Like, I don't believe in that. Like, why are we even sitting there having a conversation through chat and all this other stuff? If I'm not really interested in you, I'm not going to entertain you, not even through text or anything, the inbox or anything.
But see, Trent, the technology of social media has evolved. So Facebook, for example, right? I cannot know you. We don't necessarily have to be friends, but you can still message me. And so, right, I don't have any control over that. So now the next piece is, what do I do with that? Right? So I can I can block.
There are certain settings where people who are not friends with you cannot message you. There's certain settings you can actually block certain people
for privacy. Yes. I see what you're saying. Hey, Mark, good to see you. That means that you're.
What up, Slash?
So glad we missed you last week. Yes, Mark meet Kisa. Kisa meet Mark, Mr. Marine over there. We'll let him stay on tonight. Anyway, but glad to see you on here, Mark. That means you're safe and
means he's safe, man. Been looking for you since last week. It's good to see you, brother.
But I'm gonna be honest. My personal Facebook page has privacy settings, right? And that's just me, you know. And I still get stuff. Like I still get stuff. It doesn't mean that if people that they don't, like, I'll get DMs from people and it sits there until I actually go in and respond to them. Then they can continue communicating with me.
So, do you feel obligated to respond to every message that you get?
No, and I don't.
Absolutely not.
I don't. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
and I don't.
Right. You've got to use some discretion and kind of weed out.
I mean,
what's weird and inappropriate.
I've gotten countless offers that have sugar daddies. Like, I think I posted about that like sometime last year. I was like, what the hell is going on?
You know who's really bad about that? Snapchat.
Really? See, I'm
Yes.
not. I'm navigating and learning around how to use.
Listen, and as a mother, I have every single platform, but whatever I hear them say they have, I got it. Because I need to see what you're doing and where you are, how it works, what messages you can hide. I got to figure it all out so that I got to stay one step ahead of them. So yeah, so I always have whatever they have and then some.
And then
it's helpful to have some degree of an IT background. So I have that.
Exactly.
So check.
Yeah, that's a plus. That's an actual plus. That's an actual plus.
Hey, Mark, let us know. Have you had any online or social media dating experience or from the past or current? Because we've never asked you. Is there a some opportunity here on the horizon? Are you in a relationship or
And Mark, we've talked about it all.
Regular.
Yeah, we've talked about it all. We've talked about having a joint account. We've talked about DMs. So yeah, we want to hear what you have to share.
So you know what? We know that based off Trent's responses, he doesn't do any online stuff. So Keisha, have you ever just DM'd a guy? Jumped into anybody's DMs?
No, because I'm gonna give it to astrology. As a Virgo, I stand way back from people because I'm in constant analysis, trying to figure out who you are. And then you go back to, we talked about vetting. Let me tell you something. You will have gone through my been verified account. I'll know everything I need to know down to your birthday and date and your address. Exactly. By the time I say, yeah, this might be interesting. And I will admit it's about trust. And so I have to know. And a lot of it is that my now young adults were once, small children and teenagers. And so I was guarded in that respect and just trying to make sure that, right, I didn't bring any fools or serial killers around. So I'm always checking.
So we probably need to have somebody who's different from us, because I think that sometimes I feel like, am I just not living enough? But I've never slid into anybody's DMs. And honestly,
I just had a friend that just called me, and it wasn't necessarily social media, but they were making a phone call, and when they made the phone call, the young lady, I guess, takes the number out of the customer service system and texts them. And then did the story that Trent said, showed up in Atlanta. And I was like, how bold.
Exactly.
But wanted to spend time together. And I was like going, wow. Came from another state.
Like, what's so crazy about that? I'm glad you brought that back up. What's so crazy about that? My cousin thought I was crazy because I turned her down. I'm like, dude, I really don't even know this woman, man.
No.
Like, she literally came here like she was trying to date. I'm like,
that's scary. That would be scary. So I just want to know, what kind of conversation had you had with her beforehand that she even really thought that, this could be a good idea?
None. She didn't have any emotional intelligence. She misread all the lines.
Okay. I mean, that's very possible. Well, I'm just thinking, because we're talking about, I'm assuming, back in the Romello stage, so it could have been very different dialogue. I don't know. That's the only reason.
It wasn't like that. And just from her reading the books, her reading quotes and whatnot, she got wrapped up in those words.
I want to try this.
What books had you written by then?
The Four Horsemen book.
You hadn't written
the Four Horsemen. That Conversations Volume 1 and 2, limited edition.
I had to. So not the Chapter of the Delta.
No, Chapter of the Delta hadn't been out.
So now I'll be honest. I haven't read the Four Horsemen yet, and I know I need to. I want to. I just haven't gotten a chance to read it yet. But is there stuff about the Romello stuff in Four Horsemen like there is in Chapter of the Delta?
Yeah, from the Four Horsemen book, I talk about my LA days. So,
then she should have. So she was attracted to Romello. She liked the Romello character.
That's what it was.
Okay, gotcha.
So
What you
Yeah, but
say,
that's
Mark?
what's good.
Crazy? Mark said crazy and loco. So was that Enrique Iglesias? The swirl is real up in here.
What can I say? What can I say? I'm a sucker for the foreign languages.
Exactly.
Hey, you know what? Guilty is charged. And it also helps that I speak another language, so that's
I
always fun.
know. I wish, like, I spent 6 years studying French, and I wish I had done Spanish. Yeah, she's fluent in Spanish. Don't try none of that little stuff you may have picked up in LA. And look, Kisa, I know enough to tell people derecha. Maletas.
Right. You know,
Right. Where you going? That's it.
That's good stuff. Well, it's 2 after 8, so I know it's been a long day for me, but we're gonna actually time out. So what's on the agenda for Wednesday?
I don't know. This was really good about the online stuff, but I really feel that we need some folks that have maybe a different thought process or perspective than we do, that people who are very openly non-afraid or just kind of like go with the flow with the online dating. Maybe someone who, like, you meet someone and you just give them your address and I'm gonna be honest, back in the day, you didn't get my real name. I'm just sorry. You just didn't. You surely wouldn't.
Wait a minute. What was your stage name?
I've had a couple. I've been using my friend's address. Oh, you want to send me flowers? Send them over here. Like,
hilarious.
I grew up in
You didn't answer, Keith, though. You didn't answer. What's the name? What's the name you're giving?
I know. It was one of them.
It's okay. Don't worry about it, because I might still be using them. That's okay.
Well, mine was, I will give you one of mine. So, like, if I really didn't care and I didn't like you, it's always Sharon. Because, like, no one calls Sharon. So,
okay.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Yes. Alex, I will say, okay, so I don't really use this one that much anymore, but Alex was one of mine.
Okay.
You said Alex?
Alex, yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, Alex. Good stuff. Let's take the time to thank the folks from the group, man. They've been actually interacting on Facebook, and that's greatly appreciated and what have you. So some of those topics we can actually bring on to the platform. That was actually one of my supporters out of Detroit. She brought up some great stuff. She wants to come on. Terrence out of Atlanta. He has something he wanted to bring to the top to the table as well. So we're gonna be sorting through these and getting with you guys and bring you guys on. But that's some great stuff in the group, man. Really appreciate the support. I seen you guys all last week interacting with Shann, and she had it going on up there. I said, look at hot tamales. She got it going on up here.
Muy caliente.
Ay.
Mark, I don't think I didn't notice that you didn't answer any of the questions that I asked. So don't worry, we're gonna get you nailed down here sooner or later. You ain't gonna be able to hide under that veil of mystique forever.
That is good. Hey, Slash, throw me a thumbs up, man, if you everything good on your end. I'm actually away from there right now. I have to leave.
I know, but yeah, tonight I thought this whole social media relationship thing was really good. But I did post on the group page today, and I wish I heard this today during one of my online church sessions today about loyalty. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, this would have been great had I had it last week when we were talking about what about your friends, and about loyalty isn't truly loyalty if there is opportunity attached to it. Yeah. And so I just, hopefully, when we're out there, especially at this time, and I remember Trent touched on it last week when we were kind of discussing the things that were going on for other folks that were displaced from the hurricane, and just folks experiencing, different, just different things right now. And what about, and it is true, what about your friends? Where are those people that actually really, really care for you and are concerned about your well-being, and not just calling, not just making these superficial calls, so to speak. But I think Keisha and I both have touched on with friendships, and I think it's just the same with women in general. Loyalty is huge for all of us. And I've run into situations where I've learned recently, that sometimes I had to look and say, okay, there was opportunity attached to this, so that's why this person or these people were trying to attach themselves and all of this. And when that was taken away or wasn't there, so went what I thought was the relationship. So, hopefully, whether you're in the group or you're watching the live stream, that, you recognize that we are all as very transparent about what we're talking about and what we're sharing with everybody each and every week. So, I hope that everyone feels it's a very safe environment, that you can ask whatever you want to ask or contribute, positively to other people's lives and daily situations. And I just preface that because I do know that eventually we do want to bring Sherry on. And she made a post about
she had one
suicidal and being an alcoholic and actually being, delivered from all of that or recovering from all of that, so to speak. So, just, be genuine, folks, and be authentic. That's all I can say. It's, life is too short not to be.
If I may add, for folks that want to share like Sherry did, I welcome that. I welcome the openness, the nakedness, and understand that that's a safe place on the conversation page for that. And that under no circumstances will shaming will be tolerated or anything. You'll get blocked, you'll get deleted in a minute. Because, that was very brave of her to actually do that. Very brave. So I just want everyone to know that it's a safe place, just like Shann says, a very safe place to be transparent. So, good stuff.
All right, Mark. Yeah, he said.
Hey, one question for you, Trent and Shannon. Can we make sure we let our listeners know, and those folks know where to follow and join, and if they can share, some of the video footage to others, so that they can come join us each Wednesday and Sunday, weather situation permitting, because now there's Hurricane Larry.
Oh yeah, I saw that, Mr. Williams.
Yeah, you guys can go to the Conversation YouTube channel, as well as Conversation with Trent. There's a page over there that we get to a couple of times a week. You can actually go to TaylorKinneyMedia.com, where it streams live there. Every time we stream, it's on the website already. But most of the time, what we really want is for folks to get to the YouTube channel. That's where all the business is at. That's where all the folks are at. That's where everything going through is YouTube. So
right. So all the videos are going to be on YouTube. There'll be daily updates and the opportunity to interact daily with all of us through either the Conversations with Trent page on Facebook, or the conversation continues on Facebook is the private group page that's specifically dedicated to the bi-weekly podcast airing. So,
and then in case you forget, also on the YouTube channel, make sure you click on subscribe, and that way you can get alerts when we post a new show.
Good stuff. Thanks, Keisha. Good stuff.
Wait a minute. What is Mark is saying? He said it may have been Spanish Twitter or Chispa. She wanted that writer's D. What does that mean?
Oh my God.
I don't know if I know. Mr. Epic, do you know what he's referring to?
More.
That's the next show.
Right. So Mark is obviously A-OK. Thumbs up. But okay, so that leads into the idea I had about being demonetized or pematized. I just don't want us to get fined on YouTube for saying the wrong thing. I don't know if I can say it or not.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you saying? We grown folks.
Yeah, that would be. It would be a good topic. But Keisha did ask for Romello to come back, so you guys had that. When you guys had that conversation,
back to back.
That was all you, Keisha.
I know. Darn it.
It would be nice if there were some ladies out there in from Romello land that actually still follow the show. Maybe
I'm more than sure they are.
that might be willing to even come in as an anonymous subscriber and, you know, give us some background or intel. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. Like, it's obvious Alvin is like playing hard to get with this. I don't know where Donna is tonight. Like, she was supposed to be giving us some stuff. That ain't happening. Mark don't even want to tell us about him, let alone Mr. Epic. So yeah, we're putting out a APB for anybody from the Romello days. Any ladies that are willing to discuss anything, please hit us up on here, and we'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, good stuff. As always, really appreciate you guys for making me look good, because you guys do a phenomenal job, man. Just really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
I appreciate you being so modest, Keisha. Keisha, thank you so much. Thank you, Keisha. I really thank you, Keisha.
Thank you, Olivia.
Humility is important.
You're a mess, Shannon.
Look, this is what I do. Networking is my networking, meeting people, shaking hands, kissing babies, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you see what happened with the meeting folks. A guy asking you all kind of crazy questions at coffee.
Well, that's something. And you know, I'm a girl that likes to eat. I didn't even get a like professionally cooked meal out of it. I was like, oh, right. I was kind of upset about that. Like, dude, you could have at least fed me. Like, we went to Starbucks.
Exactly.
I'd have been impressed.
For the viewing audience, for the viewing audience, this is what happens when you leave the gate open. You have to lock that gate behind you. Limited access.
Mm-hmm. You don't meet people by sitting in your house and not interacting.
Huh. That's what I was getting ready to say. I'm not gonna go there.
No, you should say it. Say it.
Say again there?
Say it.
No, I'd be giving away that book. No.
Wait. So when's the book coming?
It's getting off to that. I mean, I'm in the middle of this situation now, so I get back to the house.
So let me ask you, what are you doing? Is there anything prohibiting you from being on the computer and writing or typing?
I'm in distress right now. I'm distressed right now.
You about to have me use a derogatory word right there.
Boy,
you in distress?
No, I'm gonna set it off to the other editor shortly. So
good stuff.
Yeah. So it's
excited. We're waiting on.
Keisha, don't fall for that. We both know when men get a sniffle, they think they die.
Well, I know, but I'm looking forward to it, and maybe Ray, we could do a couple of little chapters of reading on here and talk about it. Well, you need to read it before we talk about it on the show. So
yeah, actually, I think when you were telling me about the book and stuff, we were talking about some, having some private readings on within the individual, the private.
Yeah, let's do it.
I could actually send you guys a few chapters, and you guys breeze through them and let me know what you think, and then we'll share with the viewers. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a real good one.
Sounds like a good one. So I guess we'll just have to brainstorm about Wednesday, since you're in distress. We'll give you some time to recuperate after tonight's show and calm yourself and be ready to discuss something for Wednesday. So stay tuned. But thank you, Keisha, for tonight's topic. It was
absolutely. It was fun.
Really fun, real fun.
So, all right.
You want to close out, Shannon?
Thank you for joining us. See you soon.
Yes. Good night, everyone. Have a great and safe Labor Day, you guys. Enjoy your extra day off if you are indeed off tomorrow.
Good stuff.
Good night.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor City Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.